Go.
Do it again.
You got me down again.
Oh, I can't forget about her. Ah! What's wrong, Sydney? Why are you so mad?
Yeah, why are you so mean?
Huh? You can see you. You can't see yourself? Everybody want to see you crying?
No, I want Paige to see me.
Oh.
I want Paige.
You mad at Paige? It's already 8 o'clock, so by the time the food gets done and all that, it's gonna be pretty late, so.
We're going this like types.
Hey guys, okay, so I just made it home and I have all my groceries out. I'll show you guys in a second everything that I got. Which was like a really little small trip just to last me until the end of the week so that I can stock up on some staples that have been running out. And I'm about to cook. It's kind of late. It's already 8:30 at night and we just got home, so I just want to make this really quick so I can get started on feeding my kids. But I just wanted to talk about, it's kind of difficult to talk about, but my mother, she has been very vocal about her resistance or her opposition to my going vegan this time around, and also the very first time. I remember her always saying that that I was going to be deficient in this, that, and the other thing, and blah 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 blah. And the only thing that ever happened to me when I went vegan was I lost 30 pounds in about 6 to 8 month period, and I was going to the doctor regularly at that time, and I didn't have any negative effects in an almost 1 year period of being vegan. I kind of brushed it off or whatever, but there's a difference between this time and last time. The last time I went vegan, which was about 4 years ago, I only went vegan for myself because I was trying to lose weight, and yes, it was about animal cruelty, but really my focus was on losing weight because that's kind of what I was trying to do at that time, and it was working for me, and I kept it going. But the whole time, everyone else in my family was still eating meat, and my kids, I still was buying them meat, I still was buying them McDonald's. I was living really hypocritically, and that's probably why it was so easy for me to bounce right back to being a meat eater, because it really had never, I really hadn't made the change in my entire lifestyle. As a parent, when you learn something is harmful, you're supposed to make those changes in your life to keep those harmful things away from your kids. And I didn't do that the first time around because that part didn't click in my mind. So this time around, I feel a lot differently about it. I feel a lot stronger in my belief and my knowledge about this, that I am capable of talking to my children about veganism, what veganism is. They are very much willing to at least try veganism for the first time, and they've been doing really well. They've eaten everything I've made for them with the exception of maybe a couple of things. They are adjusting really, really well, and they're starting to understand that their food comes from animals, and in order for them to eat that food and to consume those foods, somebody has to be hurt, and they're not okay with that anymore. So it's not brainwashing. My mother told me today that I was brainwashing them to believe that this was the only way to eat, and it's not really the case. I kind of just laid out the facts for them. I even especially around milk, I even took a Horizon nutritional facts label, Horizon milk, organic milk, and I took an Almond Breeze unsweetened original nutritional label, and I put them side by side, and I showed her every single thing that's different about it and where all the good points are and where all the bad points are, and everything pointed to the plant milk, obviously, because we already know that it's just better for you. I also explained to my daughter about how babies get milk and where the milk comes from, and I used my youngest daughter as an analogy because my older kids did watch me breastfeed her the entire 18 months that I breastfed her, so they have a very good focal point on breastfeeding and where milk comes from as far as mammals go. So I think that they made an educated decision. They've been educated as much as I can in just about a week or so, and you know, just kind of here and there giving them a little tidbits and showing them little things, little facts, pointing them in the right direction of some kid-friendly resources, and they're making these decisions on their own. I made sure I tell them every day, if this is not how you want to eat, if this is not how you want to eat, if you want to eat meat, if you feel like you absolutely have to eat meat, let me know. The most that has happened is my son is really just requesting that some of the things he eats be very closely related to what he's used to. So he's not asking for meat, he's asking for me to duplicate a lot of the things that he's used to eating, like Whoppers and McChickens and stuff like that. He's not even asking to go to those places. He's asking for me to create a suitable alternative that can make him feel the same emotions that he feels when he goes and buys a Whopper. That right there is so intelligent. He's 11 years old. I've only explained this to him a couple of times, and he was able to come to the conclusion that he would much prefer an alternative because he still wants the flavor, he still wants the item, but he knows he doesn't want to contribute to animal cruelty. And that's amazing to me because that's how you know it's the most natural thing in the world. When you talk to kids, they don't have arguments for why they want to eat beef. All they know is what they like. And if you show them how they can also like other things, they can make those decisions on their own. And you don't have to just tell them we're no longer eating meat in this house, because that's not what I did to them. And I'm very grateful that they took it so well and that they are willing to at least try it, and we'll give it some time, and if they start to really miss some things, you know, we'll take it from there. Because ultimately it is their choice what they put into their body. It's my job to give them all the information and all the choices so that they can make those choices for themselves. But one thing that my mom said that really kind of hurt my feelings, she told my kids that I'm going to let them get sick because I won't give them cow's milk. There's a couple things wrong with what she said, and it kind of bothered me, and I tried to kind of talk to her about it today, but she's very, very resistant to the idea that cow's milk is not suitable for human consumption, and she really was not receptive to anything that I was saying. And I kind of felt bad because I wasn't trying to shove veganism down her throat. I wasn't trying to convince her to be vegan. I was trying to convince her why I don't want my kids to drink milk and why she shouldn't give it to them. But she was being very apprehensive to understanding my viewpoint on that, and I didn't really like the fact that she told them I was gonna let them get sick. Those are my kids. I gave birth to all three of them. I would never in my life do anything to hurt them, and I don't think it's right for anybody to ever tell a kid that their parent wants to hurt them or wants to let them get sick. I would never do that, and I had to have a long conversation with both of them for them to understand that my mother was speaking out of fear, and she was speaking out of her custom and her beliefs, and that it really didn't have anything to do with the truth. You have to defend me eating with a bunch of irrational points, and so for that I forgive her and I have to move on. But it kind of bothered me when that happened, because I felt like kids don't understand that. They just hear your mother's gonna get you sick and your mother's brainwashing you. I don't want them to think that that's what's going on, and so that kind of bothered me a little bit. But I'll keep working on her, and which, you know, I'm not shoving veganism down her throat. I will. Today I had to spit a bunch of facts at her and she really didn't like it at all, and I won't be doing that again. I just made sure I explained to her that I really would appreciate if she did not undermine education that I'm providing to my children with things that I have facts and resources to back up. She doesn't have any facts and resources to back up any of her theories, so I feel like you should just let me do what I'm doing with my kids, and just please don't make this hard for me, because it's already kind of tough enough, and they live in a world where this is not normal and it really should be. So anyways, that's the end of this little rant here. And just, you know, grandparents, my only advice is to let your kids be parents. You've parented, you've gotten your chance to parent. Let me parent my kid, because when I was a child I didn't get a choice, and I may have chosen to be vegan if I would have known where my food came from. I would probably not have wanted to eat a dead cow. So anyways, peace and blessing, guys. I am gonna get started cooking, and I will talk to you guys later.